Get a hold of us online at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. We are going to go to our first guest here in just a few moments. Thanks for joining us here on our big program, and you can join us each and every day over there at AMFM247.com. You can also find us on 50-plus AM/FM stations across the country and around the world. Great guests in this broadcast. We will get to our first one here in just a few moments, but also in this broadcast, we have got Pam Oakes, the car care for the clueless maven, and we're going to have a lot of fun with her, and we will talk to her a little bit later on. So, let's do this. Let's go to our first guest. He joins us here on our big broadcast. Rob, welcome to the broadcast. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me.
So you have been doing all sorts of different things for a long time. Tell me a little bit about how you got started doing the music thing.
Well, way back in, I'm going to say like 1991 or so, I was at a friend's house, a girlfriend actually, and she had a guitar up on the wall. And I was like, I said, hey, whose guitar is this? And she goes, it's a decoration. And I said, but it's a real guitar, right? She goes, yeah. So I said, do you mind if I pull it down? She goes, take it home. Do whatever you want. And I just never did.
Take it home. Just get it out of here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
that's awesome.
So it was a classical acoustic guitar, nylon strings, and the action was so bad. I mean, it was horrible. I had no clue, right? I'd never played guitar before, but I took it home and I went to a local music store and bought some tablature, and the first song I learned was Plush by STP. And,
that's awesome.
And then literally in 6 months, I went out and bought myself a better guitar, and I was like, wow, this is like magic. It's so much easier. And then I formed a band. And then I picked up the bass and started playing it because they didn't need a guitarist, and I really wasn't that good. And within less than a year from the time of pulling that acoustic guitar off of the wall, we were out playing shows. And,
wow.
I mean, that's just how it started. And then I bumped into her a few years later, and she goes, this is amazing! So,
that's great.
But it really all started from that, and back then, like I said, Core from STP was the biggest album out, and so was Facelift from Alice in Chains, and I got to say, like Man in the Box and a lot of those other songs that came from Alice in Chains are really, really what made me want to play guitar. I'd been singing since I was a kid between the church choir and the school choir, so I sang for many, many, many years. But the guitar was something I just kind of self-taught with a little bit of tablature, and that's kind of how it all started.
That's pretty amazing that you literally were self-taught, because I talk to people all the time, and they're always like, oh, yeah, I was self-taught, blah, 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 and then they talk about all the various things that disqualify them from being self-taught. You literally were self-taught. I think that is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I was really, I knew how to play some chords, and guitar was a little, I'm not one of those guys that can think so fast that just naturally has the ability to flow up and down the fretboard. I'm more of a power chords kind of guy. I like the heavy, really heavy, good crunch, good thick chocolate crunch, and just, that's kind of where I landed in that whole thing. But it's been a blast.
Amazing. We have got a great guest with us today. Joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. Rob DeLeon is with us. AdamsWalk.live is the official website. Go over and check that out today. So, how did you end up getting this band together?
Actually, the band is really myself and my brother. So I was playing, once I learned how to play guitar and a couple of instruments and the bass and everything, and then we formed this band in South Texas, in Bay City area, called Slap Jesse. That was the name of the band. and it was kind of a brainchild of my older brother, Jose Ortiz. But so we kind of ran with it, and then and we did it for a number of years. And then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, with my brother Felix. And Felix, at the same time I was picking up the guitar, was picking up the drums, and we kind of formed the band there. And at the time, we had a bass player and a guitarist, a lead guitarist. I played rhythm guitar, power, and then I also sang. And then Felix played the drums. So we actually formed the band then, and this time we're talking about 1996. So we lived in Central Phoenix, and we played at a local bar, which actually is quite well known, called the Mason Jar. And the Mason Jar brought in some pretty good acts, a lot of big acts, current, older. But we opened up for oh my gosh, Rob Halford was one. He was like one of the biggest ones, and that blew me away, seeing the stage presence that Rob Halford came out with, and that guy just stood on stage and everybody cheered. I mean, it was amazing. So we played. I think we opened for like Flock of Seagulls and
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool, you know. But we entertained pretty much anything that came through there, so it didn't matter to us. We were having a good time, and that's the only thing that mattered. So we formed the band and we were playing out. It was all original music, and half the songs I wrote, I look back and listen to, and they were garbage. I mean, they were horrible. But they were.
That's great.
If I am my own worst critic, right? But there were a couple of gems that came out of it, and we later, my brother Felix ended up using one of the songs on another band that he had in South Texas in the Galveston area called Council, and it was a song called Smile, and so we went back into the studio and they redid it and played that one, and that one turned out really good. So we kind of went on a hiatus for a very long time. And then, like in 2014, I came back around to South Texas and hooked up with my old band, Slap Jesse, and we were playing, we're talking about cover tunes here. We're playing all cover tunes. And I've had this bug to start writing music for a very long time, and which obviously were some of the songs that we wrote as Adams Walk in Phoenix. But like I said, Slap Jesse was a total cover band, and I just felt like I wanted to go with original music. So I started writing, and I wrote one song. We ended up playing it out a little bit. And then, you know what? I just decided I wanted to put out a full album. And so on the album, I basically, late 2019, after the last show with Slap Jesse, I went into kind of a hibernation mode and started writing. And I wrote probably 45, 50 different songs. And then out of all of those, I took the 10 that I liked, went into a studio there in Spring, Texas called Audio Alive Recording, and we laid down the first album called Criticize. And so on that album, like I said, I took the best 10 songs that I wrote. I went in and recorded the guitar, lead guitar, bass, vocals, backup vocals, and then I have my brother Felix come in and do some vocal work and lay down the drums for everything. And then and that album was released January 31st, 2021, so it's almost been a year now.
Amazing. We've got a great guest with us today. Rob joins us here in our big broadcast, and we have got some great music we're going to play from Rob here in just a few moments. How do people get in touch with you on social media and the websites and all these things?
That's a great question. Actually, AdamsWalk.live has almost everything that you need. So if you were to go to AdamsWalk.live, on the homepage, we have, obviously there's different places that you can actually find the music, like Spotify, iTunes, stuff like that. And on there, there are social buttons for Facebook and And on Facebook, it's we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook, basically, it's facebook.com/AdamsWalkBand.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got Rob DeLeon with us today. He joins us here on our big program, and we are going to go to some of the tunes. Let's talk a little bit about this first track. Tell me a little bit about Found My Mojo. Tell me all about
it. So, Found My Mojo was really just, I was really hesitant about that song. And the reason I was hesitant because I wasn't sure how it sounded. I wasn't sure at the time I actually cared about the perception. So I wasn't sure what to think of it. But it was, quite frankly, one of those songs where I was playing my acoustic in my bedroom and, had gotten up and did something and came back, sat down, and literally it was the first thing, like the first chord that I played, and I was like, oh, what is that? I kind of like that. And so that's kind of how I came up with the music on that. I literally wrote that song in 5 minutes. So typically when people write, they have a topic or an experience or something that they want to write about, and they kind of pre-plan it, and then the music is built around that. And I kind of work the opposite way. And call me crazy, but it works for me. So I write the music first, and then however it makes me feel is the direction that the story goes. So really it was more of a happy feeling, just like, yeah, Found My Mojo, just kind of a cooler, happy type of song, a little upbeat. And yeah, that's really kind of how it came together.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to do this. We're going to put you on a brief hold. We're going to play this incredible track. It's called Found My Mojo, and when we get back, we will have more with Rob DeLeon here on our big program.
Walk away.
that is Found My Mojo, and it's here on your big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today, AMFM247.com, and of course you can find us each and every week at JiggyJaguar.com. Rob DeLeon is with us here on our big program, and Rob has got some incredible music. We're going to be playing more music from Rob here in just a few moments here on our broadcast. So, Rob, let's talk about the album. It's Criticize. It is fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about it, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you. So, the way the album kind of came about was, or at least this song, Criticize, was actually an experience that I had while I was playing in that band in South Texas. We were playing a three set, kind of the whole night show, and after maybe the first set, I believe, I went down to take a break, and so I went to a table with a friend of mine, and a friend of mine was telling me that he was sitting there talking to someone he knew, and this was actually my roommate, Steve, that was at the table. But he said, hey, I was just talking to a friend of mine while you were playing, and this guy says, man, I hate that guy. And he goes, who are you talking about? He goes, that guy's singing. You know, he's this, he's that, and, you know, he just had this disdain. And he goes, are you kidding me? He goes, that's Rob. Yeah, because I've known that guy forever. He's the nicest person that you'll know. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I just don't like him, man. I hate that guy. And so I went and sat down with my buddy Steve, and he tells me this, and I just thought to myself, wow, you know, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you treat people, how much kindness you put out, how, you know, all the things right that you can do. Even if you do nothing wrong, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to be criticized, and that's just life. And that story stuck with me. That happened in 1994. And I just released this album in 2021. So you can see that experience stuck with me. And so when I came up with the music for that, I was just jamming on my guitar, and I kind of hit that riff, and I was like, wow, I really like that. I was thinking to myself, I really like that. It's powerful, it's heavy. It's kind of like it's kind of like the big person in the room when it really hits. And so that's the experience that kind of came to mind as I was playing around with that music, and that's kind of how that song was written, and that's, like I said, that's what it's about, and it ended up becoming the title track for the album, just because I loved it so much, and I thought that anyone can relate to that. We all have experiences. We all, you know, especially the older that you are, you know, you've dealt with a million people in your lifetime, and even some of the people that you know personally, you know, you're still going to be criticized. People that you don't know, you've never met, you know, it's just life. And so it struck me so profoundly. Like I said, it happened so long ago, and it's still with me. And I just thought everybody could relate to that. And that's kind of how the album really, that song specifically, really came to fruition. And then so a lot of the songs that are on the album are from actual life experiences, and I guess you could say I kind of air out my baggage on my music. So there are a lot of songs that are very cryptic, and there are other songs that are kind of like putting it out there right on, you know, wearing it right there on my sleeve. But I think I like being more cryptic than anything, because I can still get my message out. I still feel good about it, and it's my way of dealing, like I said, with my own baggage. But when it's left up to interpretation, it's really interesting, the feedback that I get, and the different perspectives that people get from the lyrics. So I'm really happy with the album, and looking forward to the next.
Fantastic. Well, we have got Rob DeLeon with us today. Tell us about Criticize. We're going to play that here in a few moments. It is a tremendous track. Take me through the whole production process and everything for this track, and then we're going to play it.
Yeah, so literally that's the one I was just telling you about.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
like I said,
putting it on the album, what did you do as far as the production and getting
Okay.
it and bringing it to life? Tell me that story.
Okay, absolutely. So, like I said, we recorded in Spring, Texas at Audio Alive Studios, and Mike Barbecue, and I don't even know his real last name, but Mike Barbecue is our guy.
Mike Barbecue, baby. That's awesome.
It. And he's a super guy. He really is. He has an incredible ear. He's very, very experienced, produces a lot of albums. But we went in, and like I said, I live in Colorado, so I flew down there after speaking to Mike, and Mike says, man, don't worry about, your amp or any of that stuff, because I can produce anything that you want, and if I can't, I have a ton of equipment. So I went down with that in mind, and I really got the studio alone to myself, which was really cool. So it was almost like being at home in my basement where I wrote everything. So I got to sit in the chair and just kind of bang it out, and he really shaped the guitar sound the way I like it. Still, it very much resembled what I had at home. I play like it. I'm really, really simple, so I don't have an elaborate setup. I have like a line 6, and I just use a line 6 with the Royal patch, and it's really, like I said, nice and thick and heavy, and really does it just. It's got a really good sound, and it's really thick, and the way I like it, has a lot of power behind it. And so Mike got me set up with a reproduction of that, basically off of his board, and we were able to put that together. And like I said, so I was able to lay down the guitar track, and I think we doubled them to make it really nice, and then that also gives you the ability to spread them out a little bit left to right, and then I laid the bass down behind that, and the bass is nothing elaborate on that song. It just really flows along with the riff, but it really also adds that bottom end of the chunkiness to make it have that really full effect, and then behind that, the vocals on that, like I said, it's just that personal experience. So it gave me the opportunity to really lay into it, because I was so used to playing it and singing it. But I'm a vocalist first before anything, so to be able to sit back and just listen to it and belt it out with everything that I had, that really felt good. And so I'm proud of what we put together on that. It really came together nice. It's funny because people listen to that song, and while I was recording it, I don't want to really sound like anybody. I just want to sound like myself, but it's hilarious to, listening to people that listen to it and go, oh, you sound like this guy, or you sound like that guy. That sounds like this. And I thought, wow, I never saw that coming. That's amazing. But I just wanted to sound like me. So I don't know how that's going to play out in the long run.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to get to it. It's called Criticize, and when we come back, we'll have more from Rob DeLeon here on our big program.
the same way everywhere. People don't think they don't care. I could stand here by myself, all alone with no one else, and they still criticize. And they still criticize.
That is Criticize. It's Rob DeLeon. He's with us today here on our big program. You are listening to us on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. Also, AM/FM 24/7. Tune in, iTunes, and of course you can find us each and every week over there at JIGGYJHUAR.com. So, Rob, take me through what you guys are doing now as far as, are you going to be doing any shows, touring, anything like this?
You know, actually, we're not doing any shows or touring right now. We're putting together a few videos, and I just came back from Spring, Texas in the studio, and we're recording a second album. So I've already laid down all the tracks. There's 14 tracks on this one, and just waiting for my brother Felix to get in there and put down the drums to everything, and then we'll start mixing and mastering. And hopefully hopefully it's going to be out in late spring, early summer, but you just never know. So the new title track on this album is called Broken, and it follows the same suit as the other album. It's a lot of personal experience and cryptic, but just kind of like I said, airing my baggage out with music, and I think a lot of people can relate. Broken is really just a song about having someone make a promise to you in a very critical time of your life, where it literally will change the path of where you are and what you do in life and how you deal with it, and then having that promise broken at the last second when it matters the most. And so that's really what that's about. And it, like I said, it's a little heavier, a little faster, but just like the other album, there's something for everyone. You know, the music can get a little heavy rock at some point with some of the songs, but it's also on the lighter side of things as well, like the song "Till I See You Again" off of Criticize. This one's the same way. So I played acoustic on probably 4 or 5 different songs, and then the rest are heavier and electric. And it really just depends on the song and how the song is, how it makes me feel. And sometimes I'll take a lighter song and wonder, is this something I should make into a heavy song? And it just doesn't work. It's so good acoustic, and it really makes me feel good hearing it that way, that's the way I'm going to put it out. So no, we're not touring or anything like that, or doing any shows. And quite frankly, as I'm writing all the songs and they're being released, I'm wondering, like, wow, how am I going to play this live? So, so we'll figure that out when the time comes, right? But we'll see. Right now, it really is just about getting the music out there, and I'm probably going to be pushing for one more album after this one. I want at least 3, and before so that way when we do tour, play private shows, that we have a good breadth of music that we can pull from and draw from and put together a really good show. So So that's currently where we are. So right now everything is just online, like I said, Spotify, iTunes, all those different outlets that you can stream the music. There's some videos on YouTube, and then our Facebook, Facebook.com/Adams Rock Band. That's really where everything is right now. We're just doing the streaming. But like I said, we do have videos coming out, and we are planning some shows, just not yet. We really just kind of want to work on the album. That being said, never know what's going to happen in the music industry, and I've already been asked if we wanted to tour, and I didn't really want to at the time specifically, because COVID's no fun, and that really puts a damper on a lot of people, and so I just didn't want to do that right now, and I just want to focus on writing more music, and it feels good. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Fantastic. Well, we are going to do this. We are going to play Till I See You Again, and then we were going to come back and wrap things up with Rob DeLeon here on our big broadcast.
Take this message with you, baby. I don't know how well I'll do. Leave your sunshine, smiles, and fragrance. I'll need them to get me through. Hold this romance, faded roses. All that I have left of you, till I see you again. I'll see you again, till I see you again. Oh. Till I see you again, I'll see you again, till I see you again. Oh. Every day is just a burden, swinging memories about the room. Pillow smells and pictures warm them, making everything so true. Hopeless romance, faded roses. All that I have left of you, till I see you again. I'll see you again, till I see you again. Oh. Till I see you again, I'll see you again, till I see you again. Oh. Till I see you again, I'll see you again, till I see you again. Oh.
That is Till I See You Again. It is Rob DeLeon, and it's here on your world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. We are coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. Also, AMFM247.com, TuneIn, iTunes, and you can find us each and every day over there at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. So, Rob, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, how do we get in touch with you on the web and social media and buy the album and everything else, my friend? Tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So our website is adamswalk.live, and that's with an S, ADAMSWALK.live. And from there, you can reach whatever streaming platform you use, from literally TikTok to Spotify. So you can easily go there and listen to the music. If you want to purchase it, you can probably purchase it through those platforms, especially on iTunes, Amazon. And I have on the website, if there's someone that needs to get in touch with Adam's Walk, they can fill out the form that's on the website. It asks for the name, email, and mobile number. They just submit it, and we will get back to them. And then also, we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Just search for Adam's Walk, but Facebook is facebook.com/Adam's Walk Band. And on that, you can leave a message. You can reply to posts and put in a request there. And so there's a number of different ways to get a hold of us. If you need to email, you can just email us at info@adamswalk.live. And we're happy to get back to you and answer any questions that you have. So I want to take just a second to say thank you, James. It's been awesome, and I love talking about what we're doing and the things that are coming up, the things that we want to get accomplished. And, you do a great job, so thank you for having us.
Well, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for doing this, brother. It's great music, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Thank you, brother.
You too. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man. There he goes. That is Rob DeLeon, and we are going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we've got Pam Oakes, the car care for the clueless maven. We got more coming up.